That's awesome. How many of you have been to the Skinny Improv before? Show of hands. How many of you have never been here before? All right, fewer of you. I've seen you before. You, Tom and Jerry, are a liar. Call you out. I see you. Cool. Well, in case you haven't realized, we're not actually doing improv tonight, except for this part right now that I'm doing. This is stand-up comedy. It's part open mic night and part showcase, which is very cool because you get to see your peers and your friends and people you have no idea who they are come up here and attempt to make you laugh, and hopefully they do, and they will because they're great. And then you get to see some people who we've seen before and we're having them back because we like them so much. So if you are performing for the first time tonight or you have before and we like you, we'll have you back probably as a part of the showcase, and then you get more than 5 minutes. So now we're to the rules. Each open micer gets 5 minutes. And if you go over that, we play music Oscar style to get you off the stage in a dramatic yet musically inspired way. Hey guys!
Hey!
You guys are consistent. Show style. Give them a round of applause. We're friends. All of us are friends. I'm your host for this particular month. My name is Tyler, and I just recently got back from Chicago, and so I'm going to share some stories I've never shared with anyone before about my trip to Chicago. I have them written in a little notebook. So this is kind of story time, kind of journal time, a little bit also. So, sort of also stand up. It's a mixture of things that you will not like. Anyway, so I went on a family vacation to Chicago, and I should preface that by saying that there's no relaxing on a Snodgrass, that's my last name, Snodgrass family vacation, because my parents' idea of a vacation is to do as many touristy things as possible, as quickly and as thoroughly as possible over the course of a 4 or 5 day week. Does anybody else have a family like that, where there's like no relaxation, we've got to go to every museum in the city, and we've got to learn as much as possible. So that's what I was. I was more exhausted than I have been at any other point in my life. So that was kind of annoying, but also in an attempt to make us appear as touristy as possible, my mother insisted that we take pictures constantly of just everything. My mom made us stand in front of the L train and pose and take a picture, which if a Chicago person saw that, they'd be like, what an idiot. It was impressed by the train that just literally moves back and forth thousands of times every day. We basically should have been holding up a sign that says, "We're not from around here, please rob us." We're tourists. I loved riding the L train, but I have no reason to, because that thing is a terrifying piece of science. The L train is basically just a crappier version of a Silver Dollar City train style ride. Except that on the L train, more people are throwing up for some reason. And it's not very safe. If you've never been on the L train, it's L because it's elevated and it's going, okay, we're putting a series of metal giant bullets and just hurling them through the sky. That's a terrible idea. Both working people. And then also, these trains are held together with just rope. Just not rope, but metal rope. It's just kind of woven together and it keeps the trains from separating. But what keeps the trains from hitting each other when they get too close? Slinkies! I kid you not. Thick Slinkies, which is my name in another location, Thick Slinky. Thick Slinkies separate the trains from colliding into each other. Which is just an accident waiting to happen, but nobody really notices that because they're too busy trying not to make eye contact with homeless people. Next page. That's what I experienced the first day in Chicago. The next day, we went to Wrigley Field to see a Cubs game, where disappointment is born. Right? So we had to go see batting practice when we went to Wrigley Field, because there's not enough of that during the game, I guess. There's not enough batting. So we go and we see the players, just kind of mess around, and then they're done. And now there's an hour before the game starts. So we got there too early, obviously. And so this delicious / horrible piece of irony hit me, where I'm waiting for a game to start, and that game is already 90% waiting, because that's all that baseball is. You're just waiting for the next thing to happen. Like, you swing a ball, and there's 3 minutes of it just everyone just sitting. And then it's that for 4 hours. And this was particularly upsetting because there were children everywhere, and they're so loud. I've never wanted a $7 can of cheap beer before 10:30 a.m. before my life. As casually as that. Directly behind me, there were a row of children, and the whole time, they were just kicking my chair, or touching my head for some reason, or screaming or crying. Basically, it was like being on an airplane, except that there was no chance that we could crash and die. And I would have preferred that. I would have preferred a Wrigley Field plummeting out of the sky and just giving me sweet relief. There was one, the kid who sat directly behind me was this adorable, blonde-headed, blue-eyed Satan spawn. Who just like whined to his parents the whole time about not getting the food that he wanted, and then when he received the food, like nachos or ice cream at one point, he would proceed to immediately drop the food in the area between where his feet go and where my chair is. So I would hear, "Oh, here's your nachos," splat, and then cheese against the back of my leg, or ice cream against the back of my leg, shame against my whole body. And now, let me clarify, I would never hit a child, but I would never hit a child in public, but I would take the mother of a child's hand and start hitting her own son with it, like she should have been doing in the first place. Why are you hitting your son? Because you should. By the way, this stand-up bit is brought to you by birth control. Birth control. Don't ruin your lives and everyone around you. Anyway, I can't speak. I have 3 different ones, and some of them are like, the next level up is, this is brought to you by Plan B. It's not too late to ruin your life. And then I'm not going to say the next one. I went to Lollapalooza because it happened to be that weekend. I was able to escape from the shopping day of the family vacation and go to Lollapalooza with my dad because he didn't want to go shopping either. It was on Sunday, so we saw like Mumford & Sons and who else? Wolfmother, MGMT, right? Soundgarden, I didn't know they were still around. Soundgarden opened and closed with Black Hole Sun, and then in the middle just played Spoon Man 9 times. So some folks wandered over to Arcade Fire, but we were just, at that point we were so high. It was interesting. Like, my dad had never seen someone smoking drugs before, and that's all Lollapalooza is. And I've never smoked drugs in front of my dad before, so new experiences for everyone. A couple other quick things. We went to the Field Museum because we have to, I guess. And the Field Museum is pretty cool. Like, I liked it, but there's too many children and milfs. And then right after that, because it's right next door, we went to the Shed Aquarium, which was really cool. But there's too many foreigners there, and I only say that because it made eavesdropping impossible.